Mysterious deaths have occurred repeatedly in the school. If the evil spirit is not found and eliminated quickly, it is feared that everyone will have difficulty escaping. The most terrifying thing is that the evil spirit is still hiding among us. However, during the investigation, I myself began to encounter extremely strange things. My name is Shi Shang, the youngest daughter of the Southwest Spiritual Master family, and also considered to have the strongest spiritual sense in the world. Currently, I am just a university student. Since childhood, I have disliked the path of spiritualism, strongly opposing the study of magic, thus I am only a novice in this field to this day. Shi Shang, where are you going? A voice called from behind. I turned around and saw Fan Xiaoshui running towards me, panting. Annoyed, she said, "You're going alone again. The school clearly stated that you must go in groups, and absolutely not go to deserted places. Why do you always like to sneak up the mountain?" Previously, students in the school had continuously committed inexplicable suicides, some jumping from buildings, some throwing themselves into the lake. The entire school was shaken, forcing all students to take leave. A month later, when things temporarily subsided, the school reopened, but immediately, a series of other deaths broke out in the city. Only I know the truth that all of them were caused by the evil spirit. I once participated in the purification ritual at the school. At that time, Lu Qingshui and the members of the Lu family went to perform the cleansing ritual. Theoretically, the premises had been cleared, and there were no more specters. To be sure, he still wanted me to bring the yin-yang compass to check everywhere, to see if there was anything unusual. Every day, I quietly took the compass and patrolled, and this matter, I never revealed to anyone, not even my roommate. Seeing Fan Xiaoshui, a strange scene appeared in my mind, as if someone was stabbing me with a knife, but trying to recall, I couldn't remember anything. Fan Xiaoshui walked towards me, and I suddenly felt a sense of fear, unconsciously taking a step back. Strange, Fan Xiaoshui is clearly very cute, why am I afraid of her? Just going for a walk, I quickly hid the compass in my pocket. Don't go alone, haven't you heard that our city C has had serial murders recently? People are dying every day, Fan Xiaoshui said fearfully. My heart felt heavy. Recently, City C has indeed had frequent deaths, and the state of death is extremely tragic. Everyone was discussing it animatedly, saying it was the work of a serial killer, but I always felt it was not something done by humans. Since the Yin Gate opened, the Yin energy in heaven and earth has been very strong, and the power of demons and monsters has increased, which could cause widespread chaos. I thought to myself. Fan Xiaoshui came up and linked her arm with mine, smiling and saying, Let's go eat. The spicy hot pot on the second floor is on sale today. Her arm was extremely heavy, making me jump. Fan Xiaoshui has an extremely cute appearance, with a baby face and chubby cheeks, large round eyes, and a childish voice. At first glance, she looked much younger than her real age, and some people would believe she was a middle school student, an extremely sweet younger sister, but sometimes I still felt uncomfortable. We walked arm in arm to the canteen to eat, and Fan Xiaoshui was humming a song. I asked curiously, Fan Xiaoshui, you seem very happy recently. Fan Xiaoshui turned and smiled at me. Yes, I'm very happy, he. She wrapped her arms around my waist, brought her lips close to my ear, and whispered, Shi Shang, we're good friends, right? I nodded, of course. Fan Xiaoshui narrowed her eyes and asked, then will we be together forever? Huh? I was stunned. Together forever, isn't that something only lovers say? As I was thinking about how to answer, a sharp pain suddenly shot through my body. Fan Xiaoshui's arms felt like shackles, constricting me relentlessly, almost breaking my waist. Okay, I said quickly, let go of me. Fan Xiaoshui didn't let go, her arms still holding me tightly. She tilted her head back, her pupils rolling up, her mouth stretched wide towards her ears. Really, Shi Shang wants to be with me forever? She started to laugh, her expression mischievous, her voice piercingly shrill, and the grip on her hands tightened. It hurts. Let go of me. It hurts. I struggled desperately. Suddenly, a pale blue ice began to spread on Fan Xiaoshui's body, creeping up her arms and towards me, freezing me bit by bit. Let's be together forever, Shi Shang, her voice became slurred. Shi Shang. I slowly opened my eyes, gasping for breath. Fan Xiaoshui was hugging my waist, looking up at me. What's wrong? I was covered in a cold sweat. I raised my hand. There was no ice. I shook my head. It's nothing. Shi Sheng, you've been very strange lately, Fan Xiaoshui said worriedly. You just freeze up while walking normally. I nodded, forcing a smile. It's nothing. Lately, I've been falling into illusions, unable to distinguish reality from fantasy. Could this be a sequela from fighting with the vengeful spirits before? I decided to rest for 2 days and stop investigating the situation at the school. When I went to the cafeteria, I secretly used the yin-yang compass to probe Fan Xiaoshui. The compass showed no reaction at all. That's right, I had used the compass on her many times before, and there was never any problem. How could Fan Xiaoshui be a ghost? Perhaps I've just been too tired lately, and my nerves are a bit sensitive. Shi Sheng, Fan Xiaoshui, a roommate named Li Qing excitedly waved at us in the cafeteria. The three of us finished our spicy hot pot and went back for a nap. While they were sleeping, I quickly ran to the hallway to call Lu Qingshui. I reported the investigation progress at the school to Lu Qingshui every day. After all, I'm just a novice and need his guidance. The compass shows no reaction, I said. For the past month, I've checked every day and found nothing. Lu Qingshui said, then perhaps the situation is no longer serious. Have you found the spirit-suppressing stone yet? Not yet. Lu Qingshui has been searching everywhere to track down the spirit-suppressing stone. The spirit-suppressing stone in the Lu family's yin vein was stolen. The vital energy in the yin vein has dispersed, causing the yin energy in the world to become extremely strong, and demons and ghosts are rampant. If the spirit-suppressing stone is not found quickly, the world will. You should be able to find the lost stone. Lu Qingshui said, open the yin vein of your family. I gasped. Are you crazy? In China, there are 2 yin veins, one north and one south. One is guarded by the Lu family, and the other is guarded by another family. The spirit-suppressing stone is a tool to seal the yin veins. Now that the Lu family's yin vein is open, demons and ghosts are rampant. If our family's yin vein is also opened, with both yin veins open, won't all of China be doomed? Only the spirit-suppressing stone can seal the yin vein. This time, we will be very careful. Once we sense the location of the spirit-suppressing stone, we will immediately seal the yin vein. The yin vein will definitely be opened on the last day of this month. By then, both yin veins will be open. The vital energy in heaven and earth will reach an unprecedented level, and demons and ghosts will surely appear. Your intuition is very strong. You must be extremely careful during those few days and absolutely do not act alone. After talking with Lu Qingshui, I looked at the calendar. June 23rd, 7 days until the end of the month. My mood was extremely heavy. Returning to the dormitory, I lay on my bed, my mind filled with worries. At lunch, Fan Xiaoshui and Li Qing and I went to class. Everything was as usual. During the second class, a student suddenly rushed into the lecture hall, shouting, "Murder! Someone's been murdered!" The entire classroom erupted in chaos. Where? In the flower garden behind the lecture hall. Screams and shouts echoed throughout the lecture hall. All the students rushed out like ants whose nest had been disturbed. I also ran out of the classroom with the crowd and headed towards the scene. Several people were gathered there, and I could vaguely see a body lying on the ground. A faint aura lingered around it. I was shocked. There are ghosts in the school? I took out the yin-yang compass. For the first time, the needle spun rapidly, pointing alternately towards the corpse and then towards the north. When it pointed at the corpse, it showed only one bar. When it pointed north, it showed a very strong reading, meaning it's an extremely powerful vengeful spirit. I instinctively ran north. A hand reached out from behind and grabbed my clothes. Shi Sheng, where are you going? I turned my head and saw Fan Xiaoshui standing right behind me, her baby face hidden in her hair. Her facial features appeared extremely somber. I lowered my head and looked at the compass. The needle had retracted to the center and stopped moving, and the 2 streams of malevolent energy had also disappeared. Let's go back to the dormitory. I turned and grabbed Fan Xiaoshui's hand, and we walked together. Classes had been suspended, and all students were confined to their dormitories. That's for the best. It might save some unfortunate souls from a tragic death. I called Lu Qingshui to inform him of the incident. He said, then stay in the dormitory and don't go out. This time, I heeded his advice and decided not to investigate further, as I was merely an amateur. However, the students did not agree to be confined. In the middle of the night, I heard someone scream and immediately woke up. I called out, "Fan Xiaoshui, Li Qing." No one answered. "Fan Xiaoshui, Li Qing," I called louder. In the dim light, I looked towards them. The sight terrified me. Their beds were empty, with nothing on them. "Fan Xiaoshui, Li Qing," I quickly took out my phone and turned on the flashlight to shine on them. There was no one in their beds. Impossible. I clearly saw them get into bed before turning off the lights. I hurriedly got out of bed, turned on the light. After the lockdown, the school no longer cut off electricity. "Flickering," I said. I turned my head and saw Li Qing's and Fan Xiaoshui's legs were visible, clearly indicating they were lying on their beds. "Xi Shang, what are you doing?" Fan Xiaoshui suddenly turned around, rubbing her eyes. "Why are you calling so late?" "It's nothing." My heart was pounding like a drum. Could it have been a hallucination just now? Fan Xiaoshui lowered her hand and stopped rubbing her eyes. "Don't make any noise." "Oh." I stumbled back a step in fear. Fan Xiaoshui's face suddenly disintegrated after she rubbed her eyes. Pieces of flesh fell off, and blood dripped onto the blanket. I pushed open the dormitory door and fled. It was pitch black outside, extremely cold, like winter. The surroundings were filled with pale blue ice blocks. The world seemed frozen. I rushed towards the stairs. The ice on all sides accelerated. Before I could react, my body was encased in ice. "Let me go!" I struggled, my movements gradually becoming stiff until I could no longer move. "Xi Shang! Xi Shang!" I woke up with a start, seeing the worried faces of Fan Xiaoshui and Li Qing. Li Qing held my arm tightly. "Xi Shang, are you having another nightmare?" I gasped for air, sat up, and looked around. I was in bed. Li Qing and Fan Xiaoshui were both there. There was no ice around at all. "I'm fine," I said, wiping my forehead, which was covered in cold sweat. Another hallucination. How strange. I am a spirit medium. Why am I having so many hallucinations? Moreover, the hallucinations are always related to ice, which is very unusual. Morning came, and we got up to wash. Suddenly, Li Qing cried out, "Oh my God, someone else is dead." A notification appeared on the phone. Last night, someone from the male dormitory sneaked out and died outside. The shadow of death loomed over the school. With only 6 days left until July 1st, I decided I could not just sit and wait for death. Using my beginner magic, I drew talismans and prepared to distribute them to the surrounding students. I also called home, asking them to send some talismans over. The family only sent items, not people, as they had to guard the yin vein. The talismans were not as valuable as the yin-yang compass, so they quickly sent me a large package. On June 30th, I finally received the package. After receiving the talismans, I immediately gave them to Li Qing and Fan Xiaoshui, and they accepted them. I then distributed talismans to other students. Some accepted them, while others cursed me, calling me crazy. I had become the most unpopular person ever. The sky was gloomy and heavy, as if preparing for a fierce storm. In my hands, I held the yin-yang compass and talismans, my nerves stretched to the breaking point. However, I waited for a whole day, and even dozed off without anything happening. When I woke up, it was already midnight. Screams and the sound of running echoed in the hallway. I was the only one left in the dormitory. I hurriedly got out of bed, pushed the door open, and went outside. Many female students in pajamas were standing in the hallway. "What happened?" I asked. I suspected I might be dreaming again. "Someone died. Many people died," the female students said in panic. "Where did someone die?" I asked. "The boys' and girls' dormitories," the female student said, trembling. "May you all have a good day." Someone took photos and posted them online. People from 3 consecutive dorm rooms in the dormitory all died in their beds. I sent out all the talismans the family sent me urgently to everyone around. I couldn't get into the boys' dormitory, and it was too far away, so I didn't send any talismans. I didn't expect so many people to die. At this rate of death, the entire student body will be dead by tomorrow. I called Lu Qingshui and told him the situation. Lu Qingshui said, "Xi Shang, we have sealed the yin channel, we will come over immediately. We have just investigated the spirit-suppressing stone near your location." "Near my location, that's right." I cried and said, "Lu Qingshui, hurry and save me. I am truly on the verge of collapse. Since the extreme yin energy, I have not dared to summon spirits anymore, because the spirits summoned might lose their minds and cause widespread destruction. At this moment, I am truly alone and helpless. Lu Qingxue said gently, "Okay, wait for me, I'm coming over." "Hurry," I said shyly, crying, and hung up the phone. But after making the call, I vaguely sensed something unusual, but I couldn't recall it for the moment. July 2nd, the dark clouds in the sky had dispersed slightly. All of us were quietly waiting in the dormitory. In the afternoon, my phone suddenly rang. I answered it. He said, "I'm downstairs at your dormitory now." Lu Qingxue said. I ran to the balcony and saw Lu Qingxue waving at me downstairs. A strong sense of relief surged within me. Without a second thought, I rushed out of the dormitory and ran downstairs. The dormitory manager stopped me. "No, you can't go out now." I angrily shouted at her, "Get out of the way." She still insisted on holding me back. I pushed the manager away and snatched the key from her hand, then opened the door and ran out of the dormitory building. Lu Qingxue, I excitedly ran to his side. The manager chased after me. I shouted at her, "Get lost." Lu Qingxue frowned. Crying, I said, "I'm so scared," then grabbed Lu Qingxue's hand and said, "Take me away. The outside is better, it's no longer safe in school. Take me to a safe place." Lu Qingxue relaxed his brows and pulled my hand, running forward. Running, I suddenly felt something was wrong. Although Lu Qingxue and I were engaged, we were not so intimate. Why did I cry and beg him to save me yesterday? I vaguely felt that pushing the manager down and snatching the key were not things I could do. The school was deserted, eerily silent. I choked up and asked, "Lu Qingxue, is the spirit-suppressing stone here?" Strange, why did I ask this question? Lu Qingxue said as he walked, "According to the current investigation, the anomaly is nearby." Lu Qingxue, I'm so scared, I threw myself into his arms. It's strange. Why did I throw myself into his arms? Lu Qingxue hesitated for a moment, then hugged me. In an instant, my consciousness began to blur. It's happening again. Every time my consciousness blurs, I have hallucinations. This time I gritted my teeth, trying to stay sober. I heard myself say, "Lu Qingxue, I love you." Wait, how could I say such things? I reached into my pocket, realizing what it was. I fearfully opened my eyes, wanting to scream, but no sound came out. Wait, is this a hallucination, or reality? Stab! I pulled out a knife and stabbed Lu Qingxue, who was caught off guard, in the abdomen. Lu Qingxue stared at me in disbelief, clutching his stomach as he fell to the ground. I'm going crazy. This is a hallucination, right? How could I do something like this? Can't figure it out, can you? I heard myself laughing, holding the blood-stained knife, slowly approaching Lu Qingxue. No, I screamed desperately, but my body was beyond my control. I raised the knife and thrust it towards Lu Qingxue, who was filled with confusion. "Ah!" I screamed, and before my eyes was darkness. A moment later, I suddenly opened my eyes. This time, I was completely lucid. Completely lucid. I was lying in an ice cave, surrounded by ice formed by malevolent energy, and I was frozen in the ice, completely unable to move. I rolled my eyes, and through the ice, I saw my reflection on the surface of the ice, a person with bloody flesh sealed within a giant block of ice. That was me. My skin had been peeled off. My soul had finally returned to my body, and I remembered everything. That day, Fan Xiaoshui dragged me to the back of the mountain, and together with her demon sister, they used a secret technique to preserve my breath, and then peeled off my skin. Her sister wore my skin and disguised herself as me, and sealed my soul within the skin, making me forget everything that had happened before, and live like a normal person. I am a spiritual medium with strong intuition, and my real body is sealed in the ice. My soul often had a sympathetic connection with my body in the ice, which is why I had the illusion of being surrounded by ice. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister hid within my skin, and when she wanted to kill someone, she would drive my soul away and use my skin to commit evil deeds. The people in the school were killed by me, and the people in the city were also killed by me. No, it should be said that the demon used my human skin to act under the sun. The reason the two of them kept me alive was because I rolled my eyes to the right, and above the ice was a transparent stone with many cracks. The spirit-suppressing stone. I am the one with the strongest intuition, and the spirit-suppressing stone is compatible with me. I am the best vessel, so they didn't want me to die. The reason the two of them tried to kill Lu Qingxue was because Lu Qingxue had said, The spirit-suppressing stone is near you. They were afraid that Lu Qingshui would lead people to find the spirit-suppressing stone, so they deliberately used me to try to kill Lu Qingshui. I guess they not only wanted to use my hand to kill Lu Qingshui, but also very likely to use my human skin to kill my family. I must stop all of this. I closed my eyes and felt a huge gravitational pull. When I opened my eyes again, I had returned to my human skin, sharing the same body with Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister. He, you're awake, a cold voice echoed in my ear. As expected of the person with the strongest intuition, I did not expect to awaken so quickly. It is the demon spirit of Fan Xiaoshui. I was utterly shocked. It looked around. We were still within the grounds of the school. Lu Qingshui was clutching her profusely bleeding abdomen, writhing on the ground. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister raised the knife into the air and once again thrust it towards Lu Qingshui's heart. I will not let the two of you succeed. I tried to control my body, to prevent her from harming Lu Qingshui. The hand holding the savage knife froze midair. However, during this time, the severely wounded Lu Qingshui managed to escape and quickly ran out of the school. Annoying, so troublesome, Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister said, you brought this upon yourself. She suddenly turned her hand and stabbed the knife into her forehead, creating a hole. Then she used the knife to slash downwards along the hole, from her forehead, her nose bridge, lips, neck, and finally to her abdomen. Intense pain surged. Ah! I cried out in agony. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister peeled my human skin off, threw down the knife, and used both hands to tear it open from the sides. It hurts, I cried out. Who told you not to listen? She peeled off my human skin, revealing the shriveled black husk within. That husk was shriveled, its teeth bared, its nose sunken in, and in its dark eye sockets were tearful eyes. The husk had completely peeled off my human skin, rolled it up, and tossed it onto the grass beside me, sneering, wait here obediently. With that, she took off running, her teeth wide, her limbs long and slender, pursuing the whereabouts of Lu Qingshui at inhuman speed. My soul writhed in pain within the human skin. No, I cannot let her kill Lu Qingshui. I suppressed the pain and tried to get out of the grass. But I was only a piece of human skin, without bones or flesh, my whole body limp and powerless. I could barely stand up and run a few steps before collapsing. I continued to stand up and run forward, the entire skin fluttering in the wind, my limbs limp and outstretched. Ah! A school employee came around the corner and saw a human skin, which was me, running in panic and collapsing to the ground. I was also startled by him. The entire skin deflated instantly, lying on the ground like a puddle of runny egg custard. I was really eager to get up and run. I tried to crawl forward as much as possible. Perhaps it was innate, but I adapted to the current situation very quickly, twisting myself and crawling forward at extreme speed. Running to the school gate, I saw Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister and Lu Qingshui fighting. I quickly went to the demon sister's side, wrapping my arms around her legs. Run quickly, I shouted at Lu Qingshui. With her movements restricted, Lu Qingshui retrieved a talisman, ignited it, and blew it towards her. The demon sister's body caught fire and burned fiercely, emitting a tragic cry. I was also burned and unconsciously let go of the demon sister. Lu Qingshui bent down and picked me up. Shi Shang, is that you? It's me, I said. I know the whereabouts of the spirit-suppressing stone. Lu Qingshui glanced at the demon sister, who was still burning fiercely. He ran while wrapping me into a ball, holding me tightly in his hand as he ran outside. The demon sister escaped from the flames and pursued us. I said, this way. I am familiar with the surrounding terrain. I brought Lu Qingshui to the place with the strongest yang energy to escape the demon sister's pursuit. Lu Qingshui placed me inside his backpack and then ran to the hospital. The doctor quickly treated his wounds. Lu Qingshui was severely injured, his abdomen bandaged, and he was resting in a hospital bed. What exactly happened? Lu Qingshui asked me. I took myself out of the backpack and explained everything to him. Lu Qingshui listened with a stern face and said, the Lu family and our family are currently sealing the yin meridians, and cannot arrive in time for the moment. So what should we do now? I said anxiously. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister is about to catch up. The demon's power has become very strong, you cannot deal with her. Lu Qingshui's face turned pale, he had lost a lot of blood. Is it because both yin channels have been opened? Yes, both yin channels are open. The demon's power has multiplied, while the spiritualist's power is constantly decreasing. We are fundamentally unable to subdue her. Lu Qingshui said the only way is to quickly obtain the spirit-suppressing stone and seal the yin channels. But the spirit-suppressing stone is in their lair, in that cave where the miasma is extremely strong, and everything can freeze. Given our current condition, it's impossible for us to enter and retrieve the spirit-suppressing stone. Lu Qingshui pondered for a moment, saying there is one more person who can help us. Who? Uncle Lu Mingshen. I was stunned. His girlfriend is named Chu Yuan, originally a vengeful spirit, who became very powerful after consuming Zhou Ying, and now possesses extreme yin energy. Her power has increased significantly, and she has maintained her consciousness, allowing for communication. Dealing with Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister should not be a problem. Lu Qingshui said the only issue is that Uncle has cut off contact with him, and he doesn't know where to find them. I thought for a moment and said, perhaps I can find them. You? Lu Qingshui asked curiously. We were online friends. I remember her WeChat ID, but I don't know if she still uses it. You were online friends with a ghost? Lu Qingshui was astonished. No wonder she's the ghost's favorite. This can't wait. Lu Qingshui sighed and entered the WeChat ID, finding an account with a golden cat as the profile picture. Yes, that's right. It's this account, I said. Lu Qingshui sent a friend request. We both held our breath and waited. 2 minutes passed, and the friend request was accepted. I told Lu Qingshui to send a voice message, leaning close to the phone and saying, Mao Mao, it's me, Shi Shang. HMPH, Shi Shang. I said tearfully, Mao Mao, I'm so miserable, I'm dying. Back then, when I was with Mao Mao, she was always very righteous and would stand up for me. She was a very righteous friend. The other side quickly sent a voice message, asking what had happened. I tearfully recounted the situation to her. Mao Mao said angrily, men like you are truly useless. You can't even protect your own unbetrothed wife. You really live up to the title of genius of the Lu family. Lu Qingshui remained silent. Chu Yuan, a gentle yet powerful voice spoke, Lu Qingshui is your nephew. HMPH, what does it matter who he is? He is useless. Chu Yuan, if Lu Qingshui had not deliberately held back, we would not have been able to escape the Lu family then. That male voice must be Lu Qingshui's uncle, Lu Mingshen. Uncle, help me, Lu Qingshui said. The voice on the other end had disappeared. Lu Qingshui and I held our breath in silence, awaiting the answer. I can help you both, but there is one condition, Lu Mingshen said. 1 minute later, we reached an agreement. Mao Mao said, Shi Shang, give me a promise. Me, yes. Do you want to see me? Yes, immediately, right now. Meeting the Ghost King means making a vow. From now on, no matter where we are, the Ghost King will follow. The space in the ward began to distort. A door of wishes appeared in the air. 2 figures appeared in the air. 1 male, 1 female. The man wore black-rimmed glasses and a plaid shirt. He looked like a sincere IT employee. The woman was dressed as a maid. She was beautiful and cute. I took myself out of the backpack. Placed myself on the ground. Tears streamed down her face. Mao Mao, help us. Mao Mao was startled, picked me up from the ground, flipped through me a few times before finding my face. How did you become like this? I was submerged in suffering. Tears welled up as she spoke. It was peeled off by Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister. Knock, knock, knock. The door was suddenly knocked upon violently. Open the door, change the dressing. The nurse was outside the door. Lu Mingshen boldly opened the door. A powerful aura flowed through the open door. We exchanged glances. Knowing that Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister had caught up, Lu Mingshen pulled aside the window curtain. It was pitch black outside. No architecture could be seen. We have been pulled into an illusion, he said with certainty. The demon's power must have affected the ghosts in the hospital, causing them to attack us. Mao Mao frowned, shaking her head. Entering the illusion. My connection to the outside world has been severed. I cannot open the door to the physical world. Lu Qingshui clutched his stomach, said thoughtfully, then we can only find a way out from within. I was disheartened. If only we had the yin-yang compass here, we could find Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister's true form. Finding the true form would be easy. After speaking, I suddenly remembered the situation when I wandered around with the compass after being skinned. Looking back now, perhaps that compass was a fake. Otherwise, the demon spirit hidden in my human skin would have been discovered. Then let's rush out. Mao Mao frowned, rolled me up and tucked me into her chest. There was no fear on her face. Well, this position is quite awkward. I buried myself in her large chest. Tried my best to stick my head out. Wanted to find a pocket on her body to crawl into. Don't move anymore. She carried me, tucked me back into her chest again. This outfit doesn't have pockets. I didn't dare to move anymore. When Lu Mingshen opened the door of the patient room, a nurse covered in blood rushed in with a syringe. Screaming, she stabbed towards him. Mao Mao punched her away. Go. From the hospital corridor, it was all blood. Dim lighting. Strange patients reached out towards us. The horde of demons danced wildly. Gloomy and terrifying, Mao Mao went ahead to clear the path. When Lu Mingshen helped up Lu Qingshui, they followed behind. Lu Qingshui quickly judged the location. Upstairs, perhaps the 5th floor. Mao Mao kicked the little demon at the elevator door out, leading us to the second room on the 5th floor. It is here, connected to the outside world. Lu Qingshui confirmed. He is a genius of the Lu family. He has the final say. Here, Mao Mao kicked open the room door. Inside is filled with ghosts. Lu Qingshui took out a talisman to prepare to exorcise the ghosts. But it was snatched by Lu Mingshen. It will injure Chu Yuan. Lu Qingshui said stubbornly. How could she, who is so powerful, be injured? Lu Mingshen said indifferently. This is a talisman of the Lu family. Pure yang. Chu Yuan is a vengeful spirit. What if someone gets hurt? Lu Qingshui. While the two were arguing, Mao Mao has finished clearing the ghosts. Opened a passage. Lu Qingshui cast a spell. A void suddenly appeared in the room. That is the passage connecting to the outside world of the illusion. Amidst the howling of ghosts, we quickly crawled into the passage. Exited the passage. Still in the hospital. The hospital was neat and clean. Bystanders recounted. There was nothing unusual. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister could no longer pursue. I said. Mao Mao chuckled softly. Of course. I am this formidable. And there are so many people. She surely wouldn't dare come out to be beaten. Let's go. Take us to find the spirit-suppressing stone. I am the only one who knows the spirit-suppressing stone's location. Speak. Back to school. Very quickly. We arrived at the shore of the lake behind the school. Where is the spirit-suppressing stone? Lu Mingshen pushed up his glasses. I gasped for breath and crawled out from Chu Yuan's chest. Down below, the three of us jumped into the lake together. The current was extremely strong. The deeper we went, the stronger the yin energy became. I was a little worried about Lu Qingshui, who was injured. I intended to turn around but was pressed back into Chu Yuan's clothes by her. She is a vengeful spirit. So in a place with dense yin energy, she is like a fish in water. After sinking to the bottom of the lake, a cave appeared nearby. We swam into it. We swam straight up and quickly surfaced. The cave was filled with ice everywhere. The temperature was so low, one might suspect they were in Antarctica. I curled up, hugging Chu Yuan tightly to keep warm. But Chu Yuan is a demon, so she has no body temperature. Thus, I felt even colder. What is that? So scary. Chu Yuan pointed at the monstrous thing within the ice and cried out in fear. The river demon. It doesn't look quite like it. It looks more like a living person. I was worried about the skinned head. I said shyly, that's my flayed body. Sorry for scaring you. Chu Yuan. Hug. It is indeed a bit frightening. Lu Qingshui walked to the ice. Walked around me. Chu Yuan hesitated and asked. Or break the ice and take her out. Lu Qingshui frowned. Shi Zhang's condition is very strange. It is temporarily unclear whether this body can survive if taken out. It was my turn to be scared out of my wits. Spirit-suppressing stone. Lu Mingshen looked up, looking at the transparent, crystal-laden rock above the giant ice block sealing my body. Take it down quickly, Lu Qingshui said, clutching his stomach. He was stabbed by Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister with several knives. He lost a lot of blood. Now he is immersed in water that has reached its limit. Lu Mingshen climbed onto the ice layer. He reached out to take the spirit-suppressing stone. Just then, a black shadow like a sharp sword rushed over, knocking Lu Mingshen away. Lu Mingshen fell off the ice. He was quickly caught by Chu Yuan. A huge wound appeared on his chest. It looked as if it had been torn by the sharp claws of a wild beast. On the ice layer next to the spirit-suppressing stone sat a dried, black figure. Its body was extremely emaciated. Only its eyes were clear and lively, like those of a child. They rolled around in the demon sister's eye sockets. Seeking death, Chu Yuan supported Lu Mingshen. His face turned purple. Many scratches appeared on her face. The corners of her mouth were torn, revealing a demonic state. I am no match for you. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister's dry voice was still as sweet and clear as before. However, you dare to attack me. I will kill Shi Sheng. She thrust her two dry, bony hands forcefully into the ice. Her hands grew longer and longer as she stretched them, pulling straight down to seize my body frozen in the ice. The ice cracked and water flowed out. Like an avalanche, the dry, skin-stripped body of mine was pulled up. Scoffed. Do you want the spirit-suppressing stone or Shi Sheng? The mountain cave immediately fell into a tense situation. I never expected I would become a sacrifice. I cannot think. Silently crawled out from Chu Yuan's chest. A human skin lay on the ground. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister's eyes darted towards me. Shi Sheng, what do you want to do? I froze for a moment. She struggled to stand up from the ground. There was only a piece of human skin, so standing was extremely difficult. Soft and limp, the skin fluttered. Little sister, what does she want? I tried to persuade her. You obtained the spirit-suppressing stone to open the yin meridian. And you left the spirit-suppressing stone here. Do you know that this will cause chaos in the world? Then what should we do? Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister said. I locked eyes with Chu Yuan. Chu Yuan suddenly lunged at Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister. I closed my eyes. My soul immediately returned to my body. I tried to hold the demon sister tightly. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister, caught off guard, was embraced by me. Unable to break free, she was pierced through the chest by Chu Yuan. She let out a piercing scream. Let me go and quickly retreated. I struggled out of the ice pile. I picked up my human skin on the ground and ran to Lu Qingshui's side. Lu Mingshen endured the pain. He ran into the ice pile to find the spirit-suppressing stone. You will all die with me. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister was cornered by Chu Yuan. Suddenly, she let out a cry. Following that, a powerful light erupted from the center of the ice pile. This is not good. The spirit-suppressing stone has been activated. Lu Qingshui said. A massive purifying power swept through the entire cave. Chu Yuan was a demon, so she feared the purifying power of the spirit-suppressing stone the most. She screamed in pain and collapsed on the ground, while the dried corpse of Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister, who had activated the spirit-suppressing stone, was also gasping for breath under the ice. The surrounding temperature began to rise again. The ice layer stopped forming, and the gathering spiritual energy was quickly dissolved. The cave, initially covered in ice, was now flooded with water. The spirit-suppressing stone only affects demons, not ordinary people. Lu Mingshen struggled to get up. He held Chu Yuan, groaning in pain. We're leaving, and no one will stop us. The desiccated corpse of Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister sat up. Her body began to melt away. Her voice, sharp and filled with resentment. Everyone must die. Lu Mingshen angrily kicked her. May you have a good day. The desiccated corpse's eyes dissolved into pieces. Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister suddenly cried out. Little sister, then turned into a pile of white mist. My intuition tells me something is wrong here. Why did Fan Xiaoshui's demon sister want to activate the spirit-suppressing stone to cleanse the cave? Could it be just to deal with Chu Yuan? But I, Lu Mingshen, and Lu Qingshui were not affected by the spirit-suppressing stone. Suddenly, a thought flashed through my mind. I rushed over and pulled Lu Mingshen, who was carrying Chu Yuan, down. Why did his face look so ferocious? The human Fan Xiaoshui was inside the water. I shouted. At the same time, a blade shot out from the water, stabbing Lu Mingshen in the lower back. From the very beginning, Fan Xiaoshui was two people. To be precise, one vengeful spirit, one human. Fan Xiaoshui called the vengeful spirit, sister. I guess they might be twin sisters. At that time, I was wary of the vengeful spirit. The result was defeat at the hands of the human Fan Xiaoshui. Now, history has repeated itself. The demon sister did not activate the spirit-suppressing stone just to suppress Chu Yuan, the most powerful individual. The purpose was to suppress Chu Yuan first, then hand the remaining injured over to the human Fan Xiaoshui. I quickly pulled Lu Mingshen into Chu Yuan's reach. Lu Mingshen reacted quickly and hurried ashore. But Chu Yuan was left in the water. The water surface churned violently. Fan Xiaoshui wore a blue one-piece swimsuit, bought to learn to swim. She emerged from the water, holding a knife. "How dare you kill my sister?" Her face contorted. She came ashore and began to chase and slash at Lu Mingshen. Lu Mingshen had no strength to resist. Lu Qingshui and I rushed to block in front and were both wounded by Fan Xiaoshui's slashes. Fan Xiaoshui's combat ability is very strong. I have been skinned. Lu Qingshui was stabbed. Lu Mingshen was also slashed twice. Chu Yuan no longer made a sound. Under the urgent circumstances, I abandoned my body. My soul entered a human skin. While Fan Xiaoshui was pursuing Lu Mingshen and Lu Qingshui, I used the human skin to wrap Chu Yuan and put her into the water. Near the mountain cave, the spirit-suppressing stone purified the rock. Chu Yuan was saved. My soul returned to my body once more. As for the human skin, sunk deep at the bottom of the lake, it was no longer important. The three of us were in the mountain cave, fighting Fan Xiaoshui. Fan Xiaoshui seemed to be enjoying the pleasure of killing. She licked her lips, laughed coldly, and said, "Keep running. I will kill you all, one knife at a time. Not a single one of you will escape." She licked her tongue across her lips. Her legs stumbled as she chased me. The blade slashed. Just as I thought I would be killed, Lu Qingshui suddenly appeared in front of me. "Take this knife." I opened my eyes wide in surprise. My heart was filled with shock. Lu Qingshui calmly said, "Don't be afraid." Such deep affection. Fan Xiaoshui sneered. She stabbed Lu Qingshui again without mercy. I am truly about to collapse. Crying, I questioned Fan Xiaoshui. "Why are you doing this to us? What is the meaning of doing this?" "It has meaning. Great meaning." She laughed heartily. "You know, Shi Shang, I am very jealous of you. My family is very poor, valuing men over women. My sister and I, since birth, have had to live for our younger brother. Originally, we could not go to school. Then she married a contractor in the village and earned 200,000 in betrothal gifts. She persuaded my parents to let me attend high school. At that time, she was only 16 years old. Why? Because I am the weaker one. Bullying me will have no consequences. This is the rule of life. You live like this. How can you understand? Only my sister has always helped me. But in the end, she was beaten to death." Tears welled up in Fan Xiaoshui's eyes. Her face was filled with hatred. As long as my sister could be brought back to life, I would do anything. Later, someone finally helped me bring my sister back to life. As long as the yin veins are fully unleashed, the world will collapse. My sister will be able to exist forever. I can be with her forever. But you killed her. She walked step by step towards me. Her expression contorted to the extreme. "I want you to be buried with her." Fan Xiaoshui raised her knife again. A person suddenly appeared in the stream beside us. "Raise your gun. Police! Don't move." Everyone panicked. It seems they never imagined the police would appear in such a situation. Lu Qingshui spoke. His face was pale and he smiled. "Say, didn't anyone tell you that villains die from talking too much?" Fan Xiaoshui steadied herself. Without hesitation, she raised her knife and stabbed towards him. Bang! The gunshot echoed. Fan Xiaoshui was shot and fell to the ground. Until all of us moved from the bottom of the lake to the shore. I still hadn't had time to compose myself. Why did the police suddenly arrive? This kind of situation that catches one off guard. It's like the time before when I held the yin-yang compass, constantly guarding against vengeful spirits. The result was being stabbed to death by the human Fan Xiaoshui. Who could have imagined that a ghost war would turn the world upside down? I was also ready for a life-or-death battle. But the result was that the culprit was arrested by the police. This is too absurd. We sat on the bank and rested. Lu Mingshen suddenly turned his head and asked Lu Qingshui something. Lu Qingshui's face turned pale, but he looked very happy. He took out his phone from his pocket and said, "We have to thank this phone. It is waterproof and shockproof. The signal is still stable." It turned out that this young man had been stabbed in the abdomen. During the fight, it was difficult to act. When the demon sister activated the spirit-suppressing stone to cleanse the mountain cave, he also realized that the human Fan Xiaoshui would appear. He took the opportunity to call the police. And kept the phone's location service on the whole time. If a human has committed a crime, handing them over to the police is the best course of action. He said with a smile, "Ghosts can call for human help. We can too." I gave him a thumbs up. "My sister is so miserable. Boo-hoo-hoo, officer. Everyone must punish the wicked." The sound of Chu Yuan crying came from nearby. She was wearing a maid outfit. She had transformed from a ghost into a more human appearance. Sobbing bitterly, she made her accusation before the police. "Rest assured, we will punish them severely," the officer said. Chu Yuan ran up to me. With tears streaming down her face, "Officer, look at my sister. It's hard to survive in this condition. Perhaps I will die tomorrow. That Fan Xiaoshui is the murderer. Sister, you died a tragic death." "Hey, I'm not dead yet." I looked at the officer. The officer said, weeping softly, "Why don't you lie down and pretend to faint? Damn it, it's best that Fan Xiaoshui be executed." My body started to itch. Ever since my skin was peeled off, I've been frozen. Perhaps my nerves were also frozen. At that time, I was too scared to feel anything. Now, soaking in the water. My whole body is itching so much that I want to jump off a building. It itches so much, it itches so much. I wailed miserably. I truly could not bear this strange itch. My soul left my body and entered a human skin. The human skin sank deep to the bottom of the lake. I opened the human skin. Splashing, I surfaced. I quietly moved from the lake's edge to Lu Qingshui's side. Lu Qingshui embraced my body and cried out, Shi Shang, hurry and call an ambulance." It was dark by this time. The scene was chaotic. I quietly crawled to Lu Qingshui's side. "I am here." Lu Qingshui turned his head. Quickly and deftly, he wrapped me up and tucked me into his clothes. The ambulance wailed as it arrived. They took all of us to the hospital. My body was taken into the ICU for emergency treatment. Midnight, in the dead of night. Lu Qingshui said, "I've spoken to Father, he will arrange for someone to discuss it." Lu Qingshui said. Lu Mingshen and Chu Yuan stared intently at him. Lu Qingshui said with a smile, "Don't worry, my father has promised not to pursue the matter of you two any further." Oh, Chu Yuan jumped up with joy. At that time, we asked for their help. The condition they set was to not pursue the mistakes of those two any further. Lu Qingshui agreed on behalf of the Lu family. Now, the Lu family has also been persuaded. But it must be officially registered. Lu Qingshui said. I moved from the pillow to the blanket, leaning against Lu Qingshui. So does that mean Mao Mao will live with the Lu family from now on? After registration, Mao Mao is equivalent to a shikigami, a salaried employee managed by the intelligence division, and is not allowed to leave unless necessary. I didn't bring any shikigami with me when I was in college either. Chu Yuan reminded me and said with a smile, "That's right, you'll have to visit me often from now on." Okay, I replied. Not long after, the Lu family arrived in City C, taking Lu Qingshui, Lu Mingshen, and Chu Yuan, along with the most important spirit-suppressing stone. 2 days later, the Lu family's yin vein was sealed. From then on, the yin veins on both the north and south sides were completely sealed. The spiritual energy in the heavens and earth gradually dissipated, and there were no more rampaging vengeful spirits. Cities and schools were no longer plagued by deaths. The police announced that Fan Xiaoshui was the serial killer, sentenced to death, but she soon disappeared. Lu Qingshui called me, Shi Shang. When we were in the cave, we discovered a spiritual gathering formation there. Judging by the time elapsed, it must have been the work of a spirit medium. We have investigated Fan Xiaoshui's past. She was born in a small mountain village, with no connection to spirit mediums. She certainly wouldn't know about the spirit-suppressing stone. I say, during the time the spirit-suppressing stone went missing, you and Fan Xiaoshui were together. She didn't have time to move the spirit-suppressing stone. Lu Qingshui, Shi Shang. There are some words I don't know if I should say. You say. Lu Qingshui, the spirit-suppressing stone leaves the yin vein. The spiritual energy will gradually dissipate, gradually becoming ordinary stone. But it can be preserved by nurturing it with a suitable spiritual object. You mean I am that suitable spiritual object, right? I guess I'm not wrong. At that time Fan Xiaoshui didn't kill you but skinned you and suppressed you under the ice, precisely to nurture the spirit-suppressing stone. After all, you are the person with the strongest spiritual intuition in the world. Lu Qingshui, the lake behind the mountain of your school, from a feng shui perspective, it is an excellent place for nurturing yin. Furthermore, it was arranged with a yin gathering formation. It is truly a place to nurture demons and monsters. It can be said that if the yin gathering formation were expanded, it could also become the third yin vein. The person who turned Zhou Ying into a vengeful spirit had set up a yin gathering formation outside the school. The technique was very advanced. Zhou Ying also made a lot of noise, making her easy to detect, unlike the yin gathering formation in the mountain cave, which was extremely mysterious. At first, even you couldn't find out, which proves that the person who set up the formation must be a master. I was silent for a moment. Have you captured the Taoist priest who turned Zhou Ying into a vengeful spirit back then? Lu Qingshui, we have captured him. Previously, he practiced feng shui for officials and nobles in the human world, earning a lot of dirty money. He also desired to attain immortality, so he wanted to use a shikigami to create a ghost king to increase his power. One is to increase one's strength, or to protect himself. But he knew nothing about the yin gathering in the mountain cave. I blushed. Lu Qingshui was silent for a moment. Shi Shang, what I want to say is that your ending up at that university was not by chance, but because you are the most suitable vessel. Someone had carefully arranged all of this. After hanging up the phone, I looked at the exquisite plaque before me, entranced. I am currently in a dense forest. The birds sang amidst fragrant flowers. In the shade ahead, a corner of the ancient architecture was revealed. I took a deep breath, pulled my luggage, and entered the grand mansion of my family. Shi Shang is back. Everyone greeted me. I greeted everyone one by one and went into the main house. A child stabbed a small sword into my leg. Sister Shi Shang, look at this sword. Don't cause trouble. I waved my hand to dismiss it. The defiant child suddenly came around behind me. He grabbed my hair and pulled hard, making a devilish face as he pulled. Then, the human skin I was wearing on the outside was torn off. Ah! The defiant child cried out in fear. I hurriedly put the human skin back on. I told the child's mother to come over. Apologies. You've scared the child. Sister Shi Shang is a demon. The naughty child cried and explained. Nonsense. The child's mother spanked him. She scolded him while carrying him away. I entered the ancient-looking house. Going around the screen to the place where the family meditated. Grandmother, who was devoutly praying, turned her head. She said in surprise, Shi Shang, why have you returned? I looked at her. After a moment, I said, I can return. Grandmother was very surprised, wasn't she? Grandmother remained silent. Grandmother, since I was young, I often saw demons and cried out in fear. It was always you who comforted me. I looked at her. Her eyes were slightly red. She advised me to go far away in the future. Attend university and live a normal life. Not inherit the family business. She even patiently chose a distant university for her grandchild. You've worked so hard for me. Thinking back now, you sent me to that university to be your tool. Grandmother, I never suspected that the one who harmed me would be you. Grandmother feigned anger. What are you talking about? I stood up and pulled the luggage behind the screen. Placed beside grandmother and opened it. Fan Xiaoshui lay quietly inside. I recited the incantation. Fan Xiaoshui gradually woke up. Fan Xiaoshui was in prison. It was I who asked someone to get her out. Because once she dies, the evidence will disappear. Regarding grandmother, a look of panic finally appeared. Fan Xiaoshui stood up, pointing at grandmother, saying it was her. She is the one who gave my sister her powers. She said that as long as my sister became the Demon King, she could exist forever. My sister was influenced by the yin gathering, leading to the massacre, sucking the flesh and blood of ordinary people in the city and schools. What nonsense are you talking about? Grandmother flew into a rage. Fan Xiaoshui said, I have evidence. Grandmother's expression changed drastically. I calmly said to grandmother, Grandmother, I have told Mom and Dad everything that happened. The door to the room was pushed open. My parents' faces were grim as they entered from outside. Accompanying them was Grandmaster Zan's group. Mother, you went to such lengths to resurrect my eldest brother. My father's face was etched with sorrow. Do not call me mother. You were not born of me either. Grandmother glared fiercely at my father. I only have one son. I was startled. Grandmaster Zan arrived at the door. Fan Xiaoshui immediately spoke up. I promised to help you confirm. Where is my sister? I sighed. Speak. Your sister was purified by the spirit-suppressing stone. Her soul is not with me. What? Didn't you say her soul was still here? Fan Xiaoshui stared at me. Her eyes were burning with fire. You are lying to me. My sister is gone. You must be lying to me. She lunged at me, grabbing my neck. Grandmaster Zan was stopped by another master. I signaled the master to let her go. The master said, Fan Xiaoshui, your sister being purified by the spirit-suppressing stone means her negative karma was purified. The soul reincarnates. Of course, it is not in my possession. Perhaps you misunderstood. She thought the purification of the spirit-suppressing stone would kill her soul. That is not actually the case. The spirit-suppressing stone only purifies negative energy and karmic obstacles. Forcibly transmigrating spirits. Fan Shaoshui realized. The master said, "She did not lie to you." I said, "Do you want your sister to continue to exist in this world as a monstrous apparition? Your sister has become a vengeful spirit, lingering in the mortal realm. The most unbearable thing is you." Fan Shaoshui looked at me. I said, "Before she was purified, her last cry was the two words, Shaoshui." Fan Shaoshui pondered for a moment, then covered her mouth and wept bitterly. After a while, she suddenly stopped. She said urgently, "Hurry and take me back to the police station." What? I was suspicious. I have killed many people, and can only atone for my sins with death. Fan Shaoshui wiped away her tears and said with a smile, "If I had died a little earlier, reincarnated a little earlier, perhaps I could have been her sister." I had someone escort Fan Shaoshui back to the police station. My mother sought me out for a talk, explaining why my grandmother wanted the spirit-suppressing stone. "Is your father an adopted son?" My grandmother was still unwilling, wanting her son to be resurrected. After her son fell gravely ill and died, she secretly turned him into a vengeful spirit, and had been nurturing him elsewhere. She set up a yin gathering formation and raised Fan Shaoshui and her sister, intending for Fan Shaoshui's sister to devour ordinary people and become the strongest vengeful spirit, and then she would have her son devour her. She also believed the spirit-suppressing stone could help vengeful spirits transform into humans, so she deliberately took it and used my body to nurture it. But this was nearly a pipe dream. "Do you know that my son has entered university? Here are the admission letters, Shi Shang, choose one." I said, "Grandmother, everything you choose is good." Then I drew one at random. Coincidentally, I drew the school where she had set up the yin gathering formation. Perhaps this was fate, so she decided to continue with her plan. A few days later, grandmother passed away, having been disowned by the clan and removed from the family registry. Due to its implications for the family's reputation, the incident was kept confidential and not disclosed to the public. Lu Mingshen did not reveal anything, but Lu Qingshui seemed to have guessed the truth, yet he did not pursue the matter. Fan Shaoshui was executed. It is said she was still smiling when she died. Hearing this news, I felt a sense of loss. I returned to my room, took the prayer beads, and went to the ancestral shrine. The soul of Zhou Ying within had been nurtured quite well. I recited the incantation and released her soul, allowing her to reincarnate. The Lu family did not break off the engagement with me. Lu Qingshui and I remained in a state of betrothal. Previously, I was very resistant to him, but now, upon meeting him, I inexplicably blush and my heart beats faster. Lu Mingshen returned to the Lu family, often going out to work with Chu Yuan, and occasionally visiting my home. Chu Yuan and I started teaming up to play games again. She remained a righteous online persona, scolding people on my behalf. My body gradually recovered, terrifyingly so, making me afraid to look in the mirror. Every day, I lived by wearing a disguise, most afraid of encountering mischievous children, fearing they would pull my hair. If my hair were pulled, the entire skin would fall off, revealing the terrifying face beneath. Lu Qingshui then said, "When you were crawling around as a human skin, you were quite adorable." I was speechless. "When you were crawling around, you nearly scared the school staff into soiling themselves." Adorable, indeed. Lu Qingshui stepped closer, gently kissed me, and said, "In my eyes, everything you do is adorable. When you're well, we'll get married." I pondered for a moment, then nodded slightly. Lu Qingshui took my hand, and I clasped his in return. He asked, "Will Zhou Ying's fate in the next life be as tragic as this?" "No," I replied. "Fan Shaoshui will find her sister." "Yes, if you believe, it will come true." "That's right. If you believe, it will come true." I hope everyone will have a happy ending. The story is over. If you enjoyed it, please give us a like and a subscription. Wishing everyone great fortune and prosperity. Please subscribe to the channel to not miss out on exciting videos.